Australia's defence minister has said it is inconceivable that his nation does not support the United States in a campaign to defend Taiwan from China, amid growing concerns about Beijing's increasingly assertive military activity. In an interview with the Australian newspaper, Peter Dutton said that Chinese leaders had been very clear about their intention to go to Taiwan and that Canberra had to improve its ability to deter Beijing and be ready to join the US military if he took action. It would be inconceivable that we would not support the United States in an action if the United States decided to take that action, Dutton said. His comments came 2 months after the US, Australia, and the UK launched a trilateral security partnership that will help Canberra source nuclear-powered submarines, an effort seen as designed to counter China. Australia's rapid strategic realignment in China has been astonishing, said Eric Sayers, a security expert at the American Enterprise Institute. We are now seeing a level of shared tactical clarity emerge in Washington, Canberra, and Tokyo on the critical importance of stability in the Taiwan Strait. Dutton's comments also came weeks after President Joe Biden promised to defend Taiwan from a Chinese attack. The White House reversed the comments, which appeared to change strategic ambiguity, a long-standing U.S. policy under which Washington does not explicitly say whether it will intervene in a military conflict over Taiwan. The policy aims to prevent Taiwan from taking steps that would trigger a Chinese attack, and to deter Beijing from military action against the country, over which it claims sovereignty. Biden's comments marked the second time this year that he suggested Washington would defend Taipei. The Taiwan issue is expected to be raised at a virtual meeting on Monday between Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping to address the challenges in the relationship between their countries. On Wednesday, Paul Keating, the former Australian Prime Minister, said Taiwan was not a vital Australian interest and that Canberra should not be embroiled in a conflict with Beijing over the island. The United States has been strengthening alliances in Europe and Asia in an effort to present a united front against Beijing. Biden has revitalized the Quad, a security group that includes Australia, Japan, and India. In July, Taro Aso, then Japan's deputy prime minister, said a conflict over Taiwan would pose an existential threat that would require Japan and the United States to defend Taiwan together. The US-Australia alliance is an anchor for peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region and around the world. Both countries share a strong interest in maintaining freedom of navigation, overflight, and other lawful uses of the sea, including in the South China Sea. They work closely in Afghanistan and cooperate on efforts to defeat the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, or ISIS, as well as address the challenges and counter foreign terrorist fighters and violent extremism. Arms control and counterproliferation is another area of close US-Australia cooperation. In addition to OSMAN consultations, Australia and the United States engage in a trilateral security dialogue and a trilateral infrastructure partnership with Japan. The first treaty signed between the United States and Australia was the 1949 agreement that established the Fulbright program, and since then more than 5,000 Australians and Americans have received Fulbright scholarships. The United States and Australia have concluded a mutual legal assistance treaty to enhance bilateral cooperation on legal and counter-narcotics issues. The two countries have also signed tax and defense trade cooperation treaties, as well as agreements on health cooperation, space, science and technology, emergency management cooperation, and social security. Many U.S. institutions conduct cooperative scientific activities in Australia. The United States and Australia responded to the Ebola and Zika epidemics and support the global health security agenda to accelerate measurable progress toward a world safe and secure from infectious disease threats. Australia and the United States belong to a number of the same international organizations, including the United Nations, ASEAN Regional Forum, Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC, G20, International Monetary Fund or IMF, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development or OECD, World Bank, and the World Trade Organization or WTO. Australia is a partner for cooperation with the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, or OSCE, an enhanced partner of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, and a member of the Pacific Islands Forum.